I'm so excited for today's video, mainly because what we're going to be talking about is gonna help you guys so much. We're gonna be going over the 10 most expensive things about having a quinceañera, and not only am I gonna mention what they are, but I'm also gonna be giving you guys feedback, my personal stories or opinions, and some tips on how to save money to avoid that. The most expensive thing when having a quinceañera is the venue. Depending on the size, how elegant the venue is, the amount of people and all the services they may include in the package, they can vary from $800 to $5,000. Crazy, I know, but they're really expensive. Usually to celebrate your quinceañera or have a ceremony at your church, you have to give some type of donation to the church. I know you can also celebrate it with the group of quinceañeras all together, and I think you guys split those donations and it ends up being less. If you're planning on having a really big party with a lot of guests, just know you're gonna end up spending a lot because you're going to have to feed all of them. You're gonna have to entertain them somehow, you know. It's just something you have to think about, honestly, with your parents. Just sit down and talk to them and think if you really want to go big, you can always just make it a family thing and invite a couple of your friends, like your closest friends, so you guys don't have to go so overboard and spend so much money. Next on the list is catering services. So at the time of my quinceañera, my padrinos were the ones who provided us with food, mainly because they owned a food truck and they had this business together. So it was so easy for them to just provide the food. But like I said, there's always exceptions. So I know that in some cases, when having a venue, catering is already included. So that means you do not have to really worry about that. The only con about that, I'll say, is the fact that you actually have a time. And after that certain time is done and over with, well, también la comida, you know. Well, I got a text message and I thought it was coffee, but it's not. False alarm drop. I was getting so excited. Okay, for a quinceañera dress, the least expensive quinceañera dress I've ever seen was less than $400. I actually even have an article about it. I'll link it up here and down below in the description box, just if you want to check them out. I really thought it was like super good price, mainly because when you see that price, you know, well, you start thinking to yourself, well, they're probably bad quality, or, you know, they're not really pretty, or they're not too puffy. But when I saw them, I was like, wow, I'm surprised. They're really nice dresses. I really recommend you guys check them out. For the higher end, well, that's when you see bigger designers whose prices are really high and they go from $1,800 and up. The quinceañera dress I have, at its time, it cost $1,800, but I personally think it was so worth it to spend that much. Well, at the time I didn't, but now I do because I've put it to use so many times for these vlogs and to help you guys demonstrate. I think too much. It might be time for me to get a new one pretty soon. Moving on to videography and photography. Now, if you were to ask me what's something I regret about my quinceañera, would be not to hire a videographer or like an actual photographer. For my quinceañera, I actually used my uncle, who has experience in photography, don't get me wrong, but you know, you have to consider, well, their family too, and you just don't want them working on your quinceañera. You actually want them to enjoy your quinceañera along your side and not just working, you know, it's not fair. So not too long ago, Miss Andrea A actually asked me, I want her to show her quince video, any pics to share, and honestly, I don't really have any. So sad. I know I've put some on here, like the couple that I have, I know I've put some on here. My uncle was my photographer and he had all the pictures of my quinceañera. He put them all together in a CD, but we lost it in the process of, I don't even know how I lost it, honestly. Make sure that you even have a hard drive backing up all the quinceañera pictures you have, so you have them just in case. When hiring a photographer and videographer, the prices can vary. It goes from $600 and it can cost up to $3,000 depending on what packages you want, what type of album you want, if he'll be traveling a lot, if you're gonna have your pre-video and he's gonna have to do that. You have to consider that because all that means extra money. Entertainment consists of the music and photo booth services, and it can consist of way more other things you choose to entertain your guest with, but primarily it's the music, whether you're gonna have a live band, a DJ, or both. They all have different prices depending on, well, live bands depending on how many people are in their group, the instruments they'll be using, how long they'll be staying. They usually charge hourly rates rather than the whole event put together. I've gone to a lot of quinceañeras where they even have both. For some reason, I think it's so convenient for the guests, mainly because there's no breaks for them, you know? You're just dancing all night in the dance floor. You have la banda, like, back to back, and then once it's time for them to take a break, then the DJ kind of takes over. I know it's pretty pricey, but if you're going to have a big crowd, might as well keep them entertained all night with music so everybody can get a chance to groove and dance and groove. Guys, so we're gonna FaceTime my coworker Karina because she went on a Starbucks run. It's been, I have a watch. It's been an hour or so. Hey, Karina.
Hey.
So I was wondering if you went to go get the
Starbucks. Sorry.
Oh, you did go?
I did, but I forgot.
Oh, I'll go downstairs. You guys heard that? She brought Starbucks and I guess she totally forgot about me. I decided to take you guys with me just because you guys don't really even know what I kind of do besides YouTube. So I'm gonna take you guys with me because I just thought this would be a very good idea. So as you can see, this is the studio. I was going to record with this little camera that we have where I can take you guys, so I won't have to take this huge camera here, and that's the camera. But we had some malfunctions and turns out there's no memory card, and we're just gonna do this really quick. So I'm gonna take you guys with me downstairs. This is my squad. A whole lot of quinceañera stuff.
What are your squad?
Yeah, you are. As you can see, they're super friendly. They love me. And that's how you shut them up. Thanks, Karina. So there's 3 ways to go about it when it comes to decorations. You can either go with plan A, just have your parents or your padrinos or whoever find decorations and pay for them all and, you know, stress about it and plan ahead for all of that, which can be pretty stressful. B, you can just do it yourself with DIYs, which I have one on centerpieces if you guys want to check it out. It's gonna take a lot of work, especially if you're gonna have a lot of guests. Just think about it. If you're gonna have less than 100 guests, then it's a good idea to do DIYs. Or you can go with plan C, which is hiring a party planner. And you might think right now, well, why am I gonna spend more on a party planner if I'm gonna have to pay for the decorations as well? But in reality, not only are you gonna save money, but you can also have less stress on your quinceañera, mainly because the party planner, literally, that's her job. So that's all she's gonna worry about, and you're just gonna worry about giving her all the ideas, saying yes and no to this, and that's it. She's in charge of making your dream quinceañera. Plus, she should be working with a lot of other party planning services, so that means you get better deals. So moving on, the cost of the cake will consist of how many people you'll be inviting. Because just remember, you wanna have enough cake for all your guests. You wanna get a nice size, so that's why you always have to make sure how many guests, or like an estimate of how many guests you'll be having, so you can know how big you want your cake. It can vary from 150 to 600. Invitations vary from different styles you'll be having and how dramatic you want to make it, or whether you're going to be choosing between an actual physical invitation, or if you're going to be probably just sending them something through the web, inviting them through Facebook. I don't know, you know how you can invite them. If you're gonna have a lot of guests, then make sure you don't get invitations that are so dramatic, because the more dramatic they are, they might be a little expensive. So just consider that. Hair and makeup is just crazy popular. I know from experience, because like I've mentioned before, my tia, she's a hair and makeup artist, and I know for just a quinceañera, it's $150 depending on what kind of hairstyle you want, the type of makeup, because now there's a lot of makeup products. You guys have to consider that there's just so many makeup products out there. You don't know if your makeup artist is using high-end makeup or low-end makeup, and you always have to ask that before hiring them too. So, and it also depends if they're going to be doing airbrush or just regular makeup. So since makeup just has so much to it, there's no actual price that I can give you, because it always depends on how you want to look and what products you'll want to be using as well. Tip: if you want your hair and makeup artist to give you a little discount, you can ask them what packages they have for you to include your damas or your mom and your madrina, you know, so you can all get ready together for the day of your quinceañera plus save money. I really hope you guys saw everything, because I gave you guys a lot of juicy information that I learned from personal experience. These are really helpful for you not to only save money, but plan your quinceañera wisely. So I hope you guys really enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching. Like always, I'll have everything I mentioned down below so you guys won't miss a thing. Before we leave, I just want to quickly remind you guys, if you guys have any more questions on anything that I discussed today, or just any questions or comments in general, don't forget to let me know down below so I can answer them on future videos, or I can just comment and reply to you guys. Thank you so much for watching. Like always, don't forget to like, share, subscribe, comment down below, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye. So this morning when I turned on my computer, I usually get the notifications on YouTube right away. Those are like the first things that pop up. And I saw somebody ask me, is she even Latina? And I was like, what? What? I'm not Latina. Guys, I'm Latina. 100% Latina.